Hi, my name is Bendick. I'm a software engineer at SoundCloud, where I'm the front-end lead for Repost. Repost is putting more than 100,000 artists' music on virtually every streaming platform available, and I'm proud to say it's built with Angular. If you're watching this, you may have seen RxJS applied to web apps, and it's also a great fit for music production. One of the best ways to understand a concept is to reapply it to a new domain. So let's try that out to get a deeper understanding of RxJS and learn a bit about techno music. Techno all started with young Detroit musicians getting their hands on drum machines and other music tech. These machines were originally meant for replacing musicians' jobs as accompaniment, but they generally flopped commercially at first. That made the tech cheaper and put it in the hands of people who turned them into musical instruments in their own right. Young Detroit musicians took advantage of the machines and let their own voices shine through in their music. This music became techno. Techno usually features steady, hypnotic, danceable grooves, technology aesthetics, and a lot of human-technology interaction. So why use RxJS to make techno? You might know that RxJS is great for dealing with time, good for representing rhythms. RxJS is great for human-computer interfaces. Buttons, dials, and other inputs are bread and butter for RxJS. RxJS is great for gluing systems together. When everything is a stream, it's all so much simpler to combine. And finally, repurposing technology for music is very techno.
The beat is the heart of most techno. Everything is tied to the beat. It has to be consistent so the music is danceable. Here we're starting at 120 beats per minute, convert that to milliseconds, and we get 500 milliseconds per beat. The interval, the source of our beat, creates an observable that emits every X milliseconds, in this case, every 500 milliseconds. One tricky thing about RxJS is dealing with unicast versus multicast observables. Interval actually starts a new time source for every subscription, meaning it's unicast. We're going to subscribe to beat a few times for our instruments, and we don't want a whole bunch of slightly different offset beats. So we're going to share it to turn it multicast. That way, all subscribers to beat get called at the same time. Subscribing to the beat lets us call a function on every beat, perfect for our kick drum. Here we're making the kick play on every beat. I'll get back to how this dial works later. It's super common in techno to put hi-hats on the offbeats, between every beat. In our track, between every kick. We can turn our beat into an offbeat with a delay. Delay takes a stream and delays it by some number of milliseconds. Here we're delaying our beat by 250 milliseconds, half the time per beat. So every beat is going to trigger a hi-hat 250 milliseconds later. The human element is just as important to techno as technology is. In live performances and DJ sets, performers will often use filters and effects to build up tension and create interesting musical moments, even when underlying tracks are mostly static. You've seen me moving dials to change volume, and these dials are really just observables. Whenever I move a dial, the observable on the line above it emits a new dial value. It connects my actions to the system. See how the filter frequency dial updates the high-pass filter's cutoff. This mixer works similarly for the instrument's volumes. Now let's create a musical moment. Live performance, not only is the performer connecting with the technology, the dials, the filters, the mixers, they're also connecting with the audience. The performer mediates the music between the tech and the audience, if you will. And even though I'm probably thousands of miles away and pre-recorded this video, I hope you understand these connections between the audience, performer, music, and technology a bit more, that you're bobbing your head to the beat, and that hopefully you're understanding RxJS a bit more deeply.
The setup I have running is on my GitHub. It's basically the Monaco text editor with inline UI components and a web audio library. It's not very usable yet, but it's free. If you want a more capable music coding experience though, I got a few suggestions on the screen. See ya, ng-conf.